5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. NaVi's turn to pick.
It just seems like your audio just like dropped a ton since last game, so I didn't hear you at all actually. No, I mean softer. I don't know if it's too soft, but that's something you have to figure out. But I'm assuming you did the intro and everything. We got ourselves the last game. We had Adfinem banning Magnus against NaVi for both the games, I believe, but they get their hands on that. So that with Ogre Magi, they're ready to steroid up really any given hero. Lifestealer, Juggernaut, probably the big two to be looking at. Not any louder than when we started, like this cast game. Hey man, I mean, I could hear you just fine. I don't know if I'm louder than you or whatever. That's something you have to figure out. Not my responsibility.
Reserve time. NaVi's turn to ban.
Hero instead for Team Secret. That's an interesting one. Lunatic Hero are both obviously very good at killing structures. And what I just mentioned is that, Magnus, Ogre Magi, usually you want to apply those buffs to a melee core so you get full value out of the cleave, you get bloodlust value. And usually Jakiro is going to be pretty good against those two heroes as well. I'm not really sure if I like this better than if Team Secret were to pick up a Rubik immediately after this Luna. I do think there's a lot of value here in this Jakiro because you expect to be going up against a lot of melee heroes. Okay. Well, let me know when everything's fixed.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, well, Team Secret, okay. Outside of the fact that they're expecting a lot of melee heroes, actually not going to be banning out them. A melee hero at all. The Bat Rider's going to be kicked out, which is, I suppose, a legitimate threat from NaVi. They probably figure that Lifestealer, Juggernauts, and probably
Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but they have shown that they can find success with two very kind of passive support heroes, at least ganking wise in lane. So Team Secret can definitely lean towards that again. They don't necessarily have to be running around ganking if they're applying just a steady stream of pressure onto any given lane. And that's again what the Jakiro does better.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
I think the difference. I'm pretty sure it was NaVi. I'm like 90% sure it was NaVi, and I'm pretty sure it was a Magnus Lifestealer combo.
10 seconds.
But I might be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. Either way, Rubik is. Yeah. And there's just so many that you have to.
Spirit Breaker.
Wasn't it a last ban, PA?
Turn to pick.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
This is really good, like, just preparation for whoever this recipient of all the steroids is going to be. The heroes that we listed, with the exception of Slark, who's banned right now, are usually going to be doing a lot of their damage in some sort of magic immune form. You know, they have Spin, they have the Rage and the Lifestealer. Spirit Breaker and Jakiro can both deal with that very well. To some extent, Luna can just, I guess, run away with that. But, you know, Spirit Breaker as a hero to counter that expected hero is really good. You just 1-for-1 yourself. You take yourself out of the fight. You try to stun lock that steroided up hero. And even if you die, that's fine because you keep that hero off your team for however long. I'm not sure if that hero is going to be Weaver. If it is, NaVi are sacrificing a little bit of their cleave value from the Magnus, but they will be able to get around a lot of what Team Secret have because Secret are working with very clunky disables.
War Chief.
NaVi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Team Secret are definitely looking like they want to go in pretty hard and they want to go in pretty fast. Along those lines, I would expect as long as that hero is able to either offer a decent amount of sustain to the team or just a massive amount of push from that mid lane, just someone to damage those towers. Shadow Fiend is still available, though it is very hard to protect him with this draft from Team Secret. I guess Stampede can do some to keep the Shadow Fiend safe. Huck's another hero that can get in and out, take those fights very quickly. That's going to be kicked out.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, Queen of Pain is
5
Queen of Pain
seconds
is
remaining.
okay here. It is going to be that NaVi are definitely capable of ganking.
Reserve
Although your
time.
matchup up against Magnus is pretty good.
10
I feel like you
seconds
do a
remaining.
little bit better than Queen of Pain. Like, she's really, really good at killing heroes.
5 seconds
But as far as
remaining.
breaking down structures, whatever, you have to, like, win the team fight so hard in order for that to be
Team
the case.
Secret's
It's
turn
not the
to
worst pick
pick.
in the world for sure. I mean, you could just go
10 seconds remaining. Mirana.
they can actually just DK. Okay. Or Mirana.
NaVi's turn
Sure.
to
I mean, we just forgot about Mirana. You're expecting a Magnus to go to the mid lane, so you can afford to get kind of a weaker laner and still do okay in that matchup. Mirana is perfectly reasonable in that role as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Mhm.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I mean, everyone is going to be kited. Like, all the melee heroes that will be good at receiving empower are going to be facing issues because they're going to be, like, stun locked by Spirit Breaker, or at least stunned somewhat by Spirit Breaker, and that is very easily chainable now that they have a Mirana. Just charge into arrow, no big deal. Stampede is always an issue up against those melee heroes, really, regardless of who you are. Juggernaut is, I mean, it's perfectly fine here, but I think Secret are just so prepared for this.
Gave
And-
it run 1 on his for roll runner, played by KheZu. NaVi, we got Fiber. I'll go through them if you want. Go through them.
Yeah, sure. We got on the other side, Highcat sitting under. There's a lot of vision here, actually. The Juggernaut, Rubik here as well. Armen, the Ogre, who I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. Dendi Mag, pretty standard stuff. And General's once again on the Weaver. The Ogre Magi is usually going to be one of those heroes that can like make or break your early game. Like he can just lock the enemies down completely. In this scenario, though, everyone is almost up to levels of Ogre Magi tankiness. Not quite the same, but when you're looking at supporting Spirit Breaker, supporting Jakiro, bullying supports as Ogre Magi in this game is not actually going to be that easy.
Well, he's just gonna bully mid, right? You hit Mirana with 1 ignite and right click, she's down to half.
I mean, the longer Ogre Magi sticks around in mid, I mean, just Puppey is going to stick around in mid as well and just start trading hits.
Well,
The thing is, there's no like discernible advantage, to the degree that Ogre usually gives you in the early game. They'll have Empower
True.
though. Well,
alright. So we'll see. Empower on RMN. You're not giving Ogre enough credit, but we'll see. Oh, the Rage Creep gets sniped. Yeah, that's gonna help one Aspen game. So you see the Ignite begins. You're gonna charge
and
RMN
then
though.
the reinforcements.
Run.
I mean,
He's doing damage, but he's farming.
he is getting a little bit of space for Dendi, I suppose, but Puppey can just match him 1-for-1 pretty much every single time the Ogre shows up in lane.
Oh. Some pretty shoddy CSing there.
It happens. He will be able to make a little bit more of an impact, perhaps on the Centaur, who's already getting chipped down a lot. Return doing some pretty decent damage back, but you know, just lift into a spin, into an ignite or a fire blast when he's level 2. And as tanky as a Centaur War Runner is, not that tanky. So they're actually considering going for it right now. I don't think that's happening.
It's gonna be a charge. KheZu doesn't have Stomp though. That's not gonna happen anyway. KheZu's gonna go back to Experienced Leech. Be interested in diving into. Ogre is just gonna be left to his own devices. Probably gonna take a little bit more damage and go for a Shrine.
General's
Puppey a little
having about an equally tough time in this lane as he did in the last game. And as far as killing off the Weaver, it has to involve him running out of mana or misusing Shikuchi in some way. They don't really have a lot of stuns, so Shikuchi is usually just going to be a free passage out of there, but still he's not getting a lot in the way of gold. I guess Centaur's getting very little as well, but yeah, this Weaver, as far as a damage dealer is concerned, doesn't seem like he's going to be relevant.
Oh, they're going for a lift, trying to look for KheZu. Either just a little bit short to reach out for that pick. A double damage Weaver coming in for Mirana. He's out of mana as well. That's blood. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, not really sure how Mirana runs out of mana in that situation. But hey, General is able to swoop in and get a free kill, so we won't say no to that. Mirana can still recover. It's pretty much expected from Mirana's. You get ganked a couple times, who cares? You could still farm up really, really quick as long as you still CS.
Just ensure you get your Aghanims.
Yeah. She's only like 2 CS behind Dendi. Like, that's fine amount to be behind.
Yeah, the Shrine actually saving the Weaver's lane, so he could trade pretty heavily in the early game and then go for a Shrine. Cheat out on level 2 as well. So
No
right now
pressure
he's
going-
sitting in the trees there, and
Yeah, even if MP knew that he was there, if you like actively searched out General, tried to fight him just with right clicks, MP's not getting that kill. The only way that ends is with MP. Maybe them fighting to the death, and maybe MP gets that kill if General's really careless, but MP's usually going to lose those damage trades up against the Weaver, just because he can't land that finishing blow. It's just not possible. Do have RMN though, positioning and waiting for a Centaur, who I don't think is coming. I think KheZu's had enough of this top lane.
Puppey's he's sitting in a very... Oh wow, the bash coming in. They immediately see it. I think Puppey was just trying to go for the bash. Might go back for the bounty rune. No, he will not. Throws out the bugs. Very odd.
Yeah, Puppey definitely messed with the general's mind. Something
Yeah.
fierce there.
I think
Not
he
really
was
sure.
charging away.
Yeah, something along those lines. But hey, I mean, Sanctuary, he'll juice up with another 2 charges available.
He'll charge up top. Looks for Biver.
Yeah.
This is more of a vision charge than anything. Ironman
Yeah,
has
just-
sent raiding creeps. Very chase. They're gonna lose this tower.
Can Puppey even get any experience off of this? He gets too close. Gotta worry about the spin and the lift.
Charge.
Playing things very dangerously.
Oh, he just used this charge though. Tanky heroes again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, bottom lane. Heavily pressured here. General going for a bottle. Really top himself up.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been a lot worse for sure from Puppey. Yeah, still isn't able to take down that tower. It is still taken from the Navi side, and Pycat, he can still stick around here, pushing level 6 pretty quickly, so any one hero is going to be somewhat under the gun. Centaur, probably one of the heroes more resistant to that than any other hero, how much survivability he has, but still Juggernaut can stick up here for a very long time and even spin KheZu. Is that a kill? Might have been close to a kill if he went for it.
He's got healing ward. Yeah, should have waited till level 6. Yeah, Centaur's got like 900. Very difficult to kill.
Well, still the bottom lane is conceded. They could still farm it with KheZu
Oh, they
pretty
charged
quickly.
the Rubik.
Arrow.
Follow up. Oh. They'll lose the
They
rune
lose
to
the-
general.
I'm sure they'll be okay with that. They'll get a replacement rune in the arcane for mid one.
Under attack.
Not a big deal.
Man.
Those are the type of plays that Puppey's really looking to set up right now. I mean, his first task is make sure that the ogre doesn't really get any decisive lead for any given lane. Second task, if you could set up for an arrow, set up for a kill on someone like the Rubik, who's currently camping out bottom and is really far away from any help, that'll be great for him. KheZu into a fight with RMN. Shrines are pretty good.
He's getting sandwiched here by general. General stealing his neutral creep.
Oh, now
as
it's on
well.
Beaver.
Yep.
That's a dead Rubik.
Or in Juggernaut Ice Path, and Pycat thinks twice, doesn't go for it. He has Omni Slash for KheZu though. KheZu can't get too close
Dire's structures
unless he wants to find himself back in the well. This tier 1 tower gonna go down, no contest. Paladin steals it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're
Go for a trade in the
pushing
middle lane. Yeah.
kind of
Ogre
in the
attacking up
middle
creep
lane.
wave. Rana?
And if I was Navi right now, the concern would be how do we get General to actually start playing this game? He's so far is not farming, even though there is space to farm. He's looking for kills.
Got 700 gold. The worst. Pycat's looking for an opening with his Omni Slash. He's got a Deep Observer ward as well.
General has 6 CS. He does have that first blood kill, contributing a lot to his net worth right now. But with only a Blightstone, like they didn't really want to have a support weaver, but it seems like Navi kind of have a support weaver. They don't really have any 2 ways around
It
it.
wasn't planned for General last game.
Yeah.
Let's just probably hash it out.
They'll have a super farming Pycat. Got Bloodlust already on the way, level 3 on Empower. Magnus is pretty strong in the experience department, so you know maybe Pycat's able to just pull so far ahead that Secret won't be able to deal with him, but that will take quite a bit of time, and Secret haven't really even started seriously pushing yet. Like, Pylai died, Liquid Fire's level 3, he's ready to go.
Paladin.
Vanish.
Oh, you know, we talked about heroes not dying. Navi heroes aren't exactly easy to kill either, apart from Rubik. Like, they're charging in for this one. Are they really going for this kill, though? They have Stampede. Doesn't seem wise.
And mid one doesn't want to. He's gonna go right back to the mid lane, keep farming up. Ags on Mirana is going to be like the biggest power point for Secret, where Navi should still not quite be ready to contest it. So, yeah, just getting Mirana farm is going to be the prime objective. They can get the Jakiro involved in killing off towers in order to facilitate Mirana's farm. That will obviously be the dream scenario, but if not, it's not really a terribly huge deal.
I gotta say that this is one of those games Dendi caught a break. No one ganked him in the middle lane. So pretty good. Yeah, no one wrapping around with neutral creep, tornado his way, whatever. And he's actually doing well again. He's
anyone who's going to be going after Dendi is most likely going to run the risk of running into an ogre as well. So you have to bring like 3 heroes total towards the mid lane if you want to do that, and then you can just skewer out. Not very difficult to lock down and kill off Dendi with Secret's heroes without investing a lot of heroes into it, and it just becomes at a certain point just way too obvious that you're doing that.
Damage gets pinged out here by General, and I think it's going to be a big rune to go for ganks.
We're looking at
give it up to Dendi. Can they get him? They have spin. Plus as well, they stun him once. The Eclipse is there, but is it going to be enough? The beans not going to be enough. Heal up. Ogre will be the sacrificial lamb. I think they're okay with that. 5 heroes for Ogre. See if they can hold on to this tower though. Giving General the rune means he's low on mana. And they'll probably forfeit this tower. So NaVi are gonna take this one lying down for now. He's going Echo Saber. Something I forgot is actually a more common build now. Farm jungles with and do more solo killing.
If they can make it tier 1 for tier 1, yeah, NaVi will do that. Pretty good trade after all said and done because of that 5-man rotation just to kill off an ogre who, yes, they got, but is really expensive. Next problem for NaVi is the Blink Dagger's up on KheZu, so they have to worry about that. And as far as their own power curve is involved, they really don't have much going for them. Like, still Weaver has picked up boots. That's it. So they really don't have that much to work with right now. And Secret are working with Liquid Fire. Liquid Fire facilitates pushes, and that's what's going to happen up towards top. Just non-stop shoving of these structures.
Jakiro is good for that. And I think the one game that they had the Jakiro, the other game they had the Jakiro, they didn't do that as well.
They were playing a lot more passively. But hey, Jakiro Luna, they kill towers pretty quickly.
Towers can't fight back. Fire. Here comes Magnus. Not having that Blink Dagger early, sometimes. A lot of times you could have made the jump with the jump, but with the blink. But oh, Pycat gonna CP away. Is there a bash there? 15%? Nope. Happened. They will cleave up the Rubik though. Get that kill. And again, they poured a lot of heroes for. NaVi, let's say they're manipulating Secret's movement around. Giving time
to
for
some
the important
extent,
heroes
yes,
to farm.
but still Secret NaVi rather are bleeding objectives. They do now know that there is a Blink Dagger on KheZu, and that is valuable intel for them. But I'm not really sure if NaVi are even ready to fight yet. At this point, it seems like RP is going to be the only way that NaVi take a really great fight, or if Secret like somehow get Omni Slash on a single hero basis, something along those lines, which if they're at all grouped up shouldn't really be happening. So all you have to do is just try to batten down the hatches and get this Juggernaut to an item. Like, he's almost at Yasha, pretty much at Yasha, so that's a good start, but he needs a lot more.
Yeah, Pycat, if he's empowered and he gets an Omni Slash on RP heroes, it's a pretty big deal because the damage splash pretty significant. But right now, I think Pycat's just gonna be happy sitting there and farming, borrowing this Alpha Wolf. Who's Alpha Wolf? Oh yeah, it's the ogres. Yeah.
Only level 1 skewer though, no Blink Dagger to land an RP is really, really rough. Like, you might be able to land on these. Yeah, you might be able to land it on these like kind of melee heroes and low range heroes of Secret, but you know, landing a huge one right now, it's going to take a lot more time for Dendy to get that blink dagger, and then of course it's just a position game.
Oh, looks like NaVi are trying to take this tier 1 bottom from Secret means. One lying down and they're gonna run into each other. NaVi, Highcat is there, beating the charge. Could get jumped there. Oh no, he gets arrowed as well. Bad, they immediately changed stunts on him. Blue Storm was stolen by Rubik, but I don't think they will be able to get out of this one alive. Yeah, Rubik, yep, get beamed, and quite a bit of heroes. I get running up the high ground like that. Very, very rash of him to do. Arrow.
I'm not really sure why you do that as Pycat. Like,
I can understand if you run up for spin, right?
Yeah, you have to spin up the high ground. Maybe he... Oh, they had Observer. Maybe the Observer was placed afterwards. I'm pretty sure he had vision of that. But it seemed like he didn't, so... I mean, the Centaur even blink stunned, even though that was completely unnecessary, so... They give away a couple of free kills, NaVi, and they lose a tower on top of that. I mean, I kind of like the play there from NaVi. If they actually do spin up the high ground, then they can kind of gauge who's up there and decide afterwards whether or not it's worth the fight. Very close quarters in this area means that RP is more likely to land. But yes, losing Juggernaut first thing, that's how you lose a fight.
Yeah, and well, Dendy on the other hand is actually top net worth now. Well, he just got overtaken, Luna, but he is actually hitting really high on that net worth chart. Gonna be able to get that blink dagger very shortly, and once that is up, I think they can look for a more, much better team fight.
Mm-hmm. There's at least a chance for them to take a team fight with RP once they get the blink dagger up. And hey, look at that, it's up right now, and they have a pretty soft target in Jakiro who might just be a victim of blink skewer. Or they'll just take a tower. Trade a tier 1 or tier 2 deny for tier 1.
They'll force. Think they want to defend. Maybe they will. They're going back to defense, but there are a lot of observer wards out to Dendy's. It's gonna be a haste turn for Dendy. Roll meanwhile.
Even if they just RP on a Luna, with an RP and Empower Omni Slash, should Omni Slash get to level 2 by the time they pull that, I'm pretty sure it's still a kill. Like, as big as MP is right now, not sure if it's resistant Omni Slash big, and Secret, they have a lot of ways of helping in a straight up fight, but no saves versus an Omni Slash. They have, I guess, a Moonlight Shadow can maybe work. They're very lucky, but yeah, they still have to watch their positioning with MP. They'll most likely be, for the most part, the only visible hero in any future push.
Mid one's got his Aggies. Power Spike.
Mid one's going to be hitting pretty hard. He's going to go for a blink dagger of his own. And Pycat's just not quite keeping up in the farm department. Like, the point of this build up for NaVi is that you just dump everything into this Juggernaut, make him an absolute monster, and then just let him loose. But if he's not out farming the enemies in a significant manner, then yeah, you're wasting, or you're using a lot of heroes suboptimally.
This is Navi's chance. Let's go. Dendy, blind RP, grabs the Luna. There you go. That's how you win the fight.
Oh, he's still alive.
No, they don't. They actually managed to run. Does the spin do enough damage? He does. The Omni Slash at the last tick of health there for the Luna. And now good on one running all around the place. The Sentry Ward revealing that Centaur as well. 2 big crits here from Juggernaut actually take him out, and now they chase after him with that Spirit Breaker. The spin will resist all that magical damage. General on the chase there. NaVi taking a big fight. Dendy with the faith. Puppey. Dendy says, sorry, old friend, but Pycat with kill make all that mistake early game. And was this Observer Ward? Yeah, it was this Observer Ward that allowed Dendy to make such a play. And well, Dendy's debut of the Blink Dagger. Looking out for them.
And even though they didn't insta-kill the Luna with the Omni Slash, they could have shrined for the Luna. And I think then if they just shrine the Luna, if she just sits there and eclipses, if that's a word, then she actually does some damage with that ultimate. She fell back a little bit too far, MP. And then the only way that Eclipse hits anyone is it hits the Juggernaut, who is just going to straight kill you with the Omni Slash. So Luna was taken out of that fight first. Without that Luna's extra damage, yeah, everything kind of falls apart. You need a lot of damage to kill these Navi heroes, as we've already touched upon. And, well, it is just Navi to get the initiation. It is very expensive because RP on 1 is usually fairly risky in these scenarios, but this time works out very well for Navi.
I don't think Dandy meant to catch one person, but he just had to get one, and it happened to be Luna. Just pushed them in. And I think when the Luna was running away the Stampede, I thought it was going to be a disaster. But in the end, the Juggernaut managed to chase it down to finish her off, and getting KheZu at the end as well, because he dived in deep to try and do some kamikaze save.
Oh, they're looking at Pycat.
Did we see him?
Pycat saw arrows, saw stars on the creeps.
Invisibility.
Trying to peace out.
Not even spinning away, just casually walking. If I saw neutrals get hit with Starstorm as an enemy Juggernaut, I'd be freaking out right now.
I think they're trying to go for a Roshan. And he's got an Invis rune as well, so... Nope. Find that. The bugs. Easy Rosh. Ogre takes an arrow to the face. But that's going to be a very quick Rosh with the bugs as well, so... NaVi sneak one past Secret. Big advantage to get as well. The Moonlight was deployed. I don't think I've seen many Moonlights this game, actually.
I think this is the first one. Oh, by the way, that smoke to get Navi into that position earlier was spotted by an observer ward from Secret, so that shouldn't have happened, I don't think. But either way, hey, free Aegis for Pycat. Now look at his net worth above everyone else's. That's a little bit more of what Navi really want out of this Juggernaut. Packing some serious damage. Got the double life, so he can push very confidently by himself.
Going for Lincolns, though. I guess he can't get away with it when there's Empower on the board.
Yeah, and Bloodlust, so like, we can call that an item, Empower Bloodlust together, so go for a little bit of defensive. I like it, actually.
Oh, Navi, port in. Trying low for a kill. Oh no, Dandy! And get the kill. The RP wasted there, and I think they saw that as well. He's gonna be a little sad about that one. Not too big a deal. They have the Aegis. I mean, it's a big deal, but we punish because they have the Aegis.
Now, if Secret are really feeling confident, they could still go for it. Like, a double life on the Juggernaut, yes, is dangerous, but having the luxury of not worrying about RP, and therefore you could clump up or spread out as much as you want, still might be good enough for them to make a little bit of a poke into some of these tier 2s, and it seems like they will just go ahead and do that. They have Vision of General to charge.
Scouting charge again.
Yep. No
General
RP
going for
means
Desolator.
that Juggernaut will have to walk into Omni Slash MP instead of having the Luna delivered to him with Skewer, or with RP Skewer. They confidently take a tower.
This
That's
time
a
he can walk up
costly
the
missed
high
RP.
ground. High ground. He's got Aegis. Kappa.
I don't think that missed RP is going to cost them anything else. Seems like Secret are just going to settle down for right now.
KB coming up for Dandy. Dandy's come a long way since playing. When he first started it, he was not really good. He's played it a lot. Now he's getting respect banned for the hero. So. Kudos to him.
Seems like for this new Navi, Mag is definitely in their comfort zone, at least for right now. Just working off, everyone just randomly
Probably
coming
fits
into the
Pai's
team.
playstyle as well.
Yeah. Weaver, Nether Strike. Oh, the arrow setup with the Nether Strike. That is very difficult to do. If you get one more Greater Bash there, you just push the Weaver out, and the arrow misses, and he time lapses. But perfect execution.
Weaver for tier 2. Even on towers. There's not really much that can do with this. So even if they got the Weaver kill, it wasn't a... But Navi got a tier 2.
At this point, Weaver
You could argue is better.
Weaver is with the Desolator right now, so he is a hero that Secret, to some extent, have to respect and have to try to apply a little bit of pressure towards. He only has 1 point in Geminate attack, so his overall DPS is maybe not extraordinarily high. But yeah, it is probably Navi to get the slight upper hand in that exchange, taking a tower off the board and losing a Weaver who even though he is going towards this damage route, is at this point still kind of expendable.
Look at this. Pycat got out of buying a Link. Skadi instead. I think I like this better, honestly.
He definitely did have Lincolns in that quick buy. This is probably better. I mean, it's still a very survivability bulk-based item just by giving you a whole bunch of stats and health. But this, the Skadi 5 stats, I mean, it makes him power stronger, so that.
Oh, KheZu going for the Aghanims right off the bat. The 70% damage reduction is going to be huge, especially if your teammates get caught in an RP. 70% damage reduction means they probably don't die during that duration, and you bail a lot of people out. It's a big deal.
Omni Slash becomes a lot weaker when you can just pop it and laugh at the
It's like an
Juggernaut.
AoE enrage for the entire team.
Dire's bottom tower.
Looks like they will be losing this tier 2, and they'll be trading shrines then.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean,
Shrine trade.
Radiant's top
not to mention the fact that you also get that terrain walking, if that's what it's called.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
I've ever seen a team really use that well, but yeah, it's also there.
is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
NaVi heroes charge.
We have a lot of even trades across the board. Like every single kill or pick off or whatever has been traded equally. Mid one though.
Light.
Down
Oh
2.
no, they might find an easy Rubik kill. Arrow and a double star storm. Yep, that's an easy kill to get. Charge on a couple of jug illusions. Do they get the creep in time? Yes, they do. Not. Unfortunate there for the Rubik. Getting caught out by the Piranha. Wow, 8-4. The old school Chinese hurt so much. But Europe Dota was more aggressive.
It's a very meticulous game, very careful play from both teams. It's
Both need the points.
definitely going to accelerate once this Mirana picks up the shotgun. Then people are going to start dying. At least, they're going to try to make a little bit more of an aggressive attempt to get kills.
Bloodlust is just such a big deal. How to cleave, and then you have Bloodlust to just.
And Weaver's
Now
also
Pycat's
getting a
go
little
for
bit
the
of that
butterfly.
love also. Bloodlust Weaver is pretty strong, just getting more hits in.
Here comes another smoke. Was this one detected? I'm not sure. This observer probably didn't see that one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There is an Invis Rune Puppey to maybe blow that. I don't know. There are actually some sentries here for NaVi, so Spirit Breaker may get punished for breaking the smoke, but so far hasn't
They see
shown.
Luna. Luna's gonna show. Luna shows. I think Dandy wants this. He sees it. Link Dandy go. Yep, Dandy gets it. There's gonna be an Omni Slash right away. Doesn't go for the skewer. Very good discipline. Picks off the Luna. 63 seconds on the sidelines and no buyback. They don't know this. No buyback for her. They mid one. Oh, Pilot Die actually doing some split pushing on his own. They have this RP Stormcrafter with the Chain Lightning. Gonna chip. He's gonna do some serious chipping. Oh no, the hot dog
Radiant structures
down.
are fortified.
They will go for the base. 40 seconds without Luna could mean tier 3s. Maybe Rex's even. Not careful.
Radiant's middle
And
Also,
they
major
can't-
distraction. There's the hoof stomp. Jump there on the Weaver. They really want to blow him up. Block there. E-Blade will take him out though. Shrine comes up, makes it really hard to kill KheZu. They will get the Weaver, so I think that's the time to get out of there. So NaVi will retreat with just a tier 3. Okay, the arrow's stolen. It's gonna be thrown back. Nice ice path though. Should be okay. Pycat spins, absorbs that arrow for the team. Gonna Manta up.
And
TP
they're
out
not
there.
done. They still have
giving
Stampede. He's going in, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have went in.
Ooh, E-Blade. Throws out the arrow as well. The BKB forced out. That's a big BKB to use. He felt necessary. That's a 10-second BKB down. I think mid one is going to pat himself on the back for that one. For sure.
And MP is back, and they still have Stampede. They didn't expend it in that chase, even though I think many other teams would have, just to try to get onto those heroes. Very high-profile targets.
They want
Tried
to use it
hold it.
defensively.
Yeah, I mean, it came up. The items for the Centaur unfortunately came up literally as like a minute, or no, not a minute, like 10 seconds after the Luna died to that Omni Slash RP combo. I don't know if it would have made a difference in saving her, but now they do have it. And they're probably just going to set up for a Roche, just start split pushing the mid lane and top lane, and force NaVi to come to them. RP in the Roche pit, the cleaving Omni Slash though, it's a lot to deal with if you're Secret and you want to fight over Roche.
1,000 gold and then on Pycat. I think he could tech for some Pycat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Silver Edge.
I like mixing in bulk when he can, just because he does have that in power. But there is a lot of mixed damage on Secret, which makes, you know, getting Butterfly kind of a hard sell. Like, Luna's really the only one who's going to be significantly right-clicking. I guess to some extent Puppey, but to a much lesser extent. He is stuck on Butterfly right now, or, I mean, his mindset is Butterfly, so yeah, I think it's not the worst item in the world, but I think you can afford to get...
power.
Yeah. It is a powerful offensive tool. That's for sure.
See? Die. Doing a lot of split push for lone Jakiro.
Secret are kind of defensively positioned. They're charging Pycat. Are they really fighting here?
Be revealed there by the Weaver.
Yeah, I don't really think this is the place to fight when your Mirana is all the way on the bottom lane. Probably not the best idea, but still, this is just kind of positioning based for Roshan. Mirana looks like she didn't really shove the wave all that far towards the Dire base, though, over in bot.
They're just playing chicken with one another now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be charging for a little bit of scouting.
Okay, smoke.
Got a charge, and this one's smoke.
I
I think this one's real. One's real. Oh, tries to go for the time lapse. Does he get out there? Nice force staff. Dodges it right away. Getting what? Does he? Enough? Nope, does not. But nice RP though. Locks them down. There's a stun arrow as well from the Rubik stolen. Clips is going to be deployed, but a lot of BKBs are just going to absorb that right up. MP in a lot of trouble. Down. Oh, well, the invis actually keep him alive. What is this? No detection. Oh, they are going to be kicking themselves for that one. Rubik coming in there. E-Blade gets hit by an arrow. Hits. How? 11-5. They lose 2 heroes. They don't even. That is definitely going to hurt.
And mid one finds a regen rune, which, you know, that's always just how it works. Take a good fight, get rewarded. Everyone's gonna be back, and it was just really patient play from the Centaur. He waited all that time for Dendi to get, admittedly, a nice RP, but then turn on that Stampede, get that damage reduction, and then no one is dying. I do think Luna probably should have went down there, but she's got a lot of bulk on her own here. Like Dragonlance, I have Scotty, got an ultimate orb well in that Manta style, so MP's working with a ton of HP, armor and whatnot, so it is kind of difficult to bring her down, and NaVi now without many of their assets, I don't think can go for this Roche Jack. Like, they kind of just have to sit back and watch it happen, unless Dendi wants to do something crazy.
Yeah, it's like crazy's not in the books today. Pycat picks up the butterfly. That's gonna force a MKB from Luna. And this Stampede is going to be a problem for them.
There's no real way to get around that effectively. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
4 stars for the bounty rune. Oh, Pycat goes in for the flutter, but better of it. I like that, he's such a baiter.
Pycat's got the butterfly. He's going to mix in some an item with a little bit of bulk now in the Abyssal Blade. Building like the Vanguard, I guess, if you could say that. He is working with a lot of survivability himself, Pycat, but he's only 300 gold ahead of the enemy Luna. In a head-to-head fight, he probably is still going to come out on top because of all the buffs and whatnot, but...
Yeah, he's got the level 25,
like,
20 agility talent. 8 stats at 20, 20 more agility at 25. So he's got a lot of stats that can be buffed by power in the late.
Mm-hmm.
Luna's
got Ian and
Luna's
at
got
25
some
also.
stuff, but she doesn't have the empower buff. So she's gonna be lacking, but she does have the glaives, so.
It's also like pretty much only the Juggernaut at this stage providing a lot of damage. Weaver's deviating back to that Ags, a much more defensive tool. As far as offensive power is concerned, Mag is building some. He's got an Orchid, so they will have mixed damage coming here and there. But
Bloodthorn.
Yeah, all the power of this Luna is kind of being supplemented by Midwan, who's providing a very similar amount of power in his fresh Mjolnir.
Mirana is just super stacked right now. Careful, NaVi. Gonna have Pycat run up there. He's gonna spin. Did it? The spin down. Puppey's job is just to, like some panic. You use the wrong stuff at the time.
Also, try desperately not to die because he's holding a gem.
He's got Solar Crest, so he's gonna stay healthy for a bit. Arrow's gonna fly past. He's gonna reveal the one's location. Juggernaut illusions will do that too.
Well, all the
Look at
towers
fire,
are
actually,
down, all the
illusion.
shrines are down. They do have this Aegis on the Luna, but what they really want is to find a pickoff. Like, you may have this double life on Luna, but you can still get easily wiped by an RP from the Magnus, a good Omni Slash to hit on a couple heroes. Very possible, especially if they split up right now. This is dangerous, but not punished.
Yep. Has that Eagle song. Doesn't have the slots for it. Maybe you want to swap out that Helm of the Dominator for the next fight. Eagle song just really by a huge margin. Pycat frozen. Highlighter is just fearless. When you don't fear death.
Oh, Rubik doesn't fear death. He just blinked straight into where he knows there was a Luna.
Gonna look for
And-
highlight die, but yeah.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, you got Radiant's Courier. Dandy strikes back. Gets the kill there. A double damage gets spotted there by the Centaur.
Dire's top tower.
He's gonna collect that, I think. Give it to Luna.
Doesn't seem like this Aegis is really going to do a lot right now. Both teams respecting each other quite a bit, although double damage on a Luna with an Aegis is pretty strong. Especially if they're able to intercept one of these heroes that kind of separated out. RMN is going a very far way out. He'll have to TP back. NaVi are going to consolidate pretty quickly, so you can still try to go for something with just like, man-style illusions, slow siege. Maybe take a tier 3 down, then open the top lane up with glaives. They are burning Aegis time.
They still got a little bit. I feel like they really should put timer somewhere.
Yeah, on the item so we can see it.
Oh, they
Skewer.
skewer the Luna back in. This might force the BKB. A nice insta-lift as well. Do they get the kill? They kill. Reduction. There's going to be a hit on Pycat, but Pycat's still pretty tanky. Pop that Sanctuary. Are they going to get it? Puppey dropping low. The Luna doesn't tick down, so her Aegis stays up for now. Dandy with the big blaze on the Magnus. That is why that hero is banned against him. Luna escaping with a hair.
And normally that
And
would
Aegis
be...
gets-
Yeah, normally that would be amazing for Secret because they could just walk right back in. But they did not use RP. They did not use Omni Slash. That was just a Blink Skewer. Nothing else
cool.
used from the NaVi side
Blink
as far
skewer
as long
into instant
cooldown.
lift. Which
Yeah, so Secret don't even have a chance to go back in. So yeah, they made a push with the Aegis. That is exactly what they should be doing with that in this current situation. But just getting that Luna pulled a little bit too far into the Dire base and really do enough to help her.
KheZu, you could see the effect of the Centaur though. Did a lot of damage reduction. Felt like Luna would have melted a lot faster if it wasn't for that. Probably would have melted.
Yeah. I mean, so as
Puppey
long as
went in.
Centaur gets that off, it'll be fine. Luna should most of the time survive that. Like, she's also prioritizing bulk as a vast majority of her item selection. This last one, maybe an exception as she's going for an MKB, but she is not forgetting her health. You got to worry about like just being insta-gibbed by Juggernaut.
Pulling that Abyssal Blade, so he really wants to pin someone and shut down that Luna's mobility. She doesn't have a BKB as well, so very liable to stuns.
Just a setup
they
with an Ogre Magi.
They know that he's in there, and it's like, he bastard. Got him.
Pylai Dai's been doing that like this entire game, and he finally gets killed.
They're
off.
just sick of it.
Yeah. But hey, while everyone's on top lane killing Jakiro, got Luna sending some illusions over towards bottom lane. A little bit of chip damage here on the tier 3. It's just a Jakiro at the end of the day.
Pylai Dai, he's already surprised that he hasn't gotten killed. That's his first death.
That's surprising for Jakiros. Usually they're very sacrificial.
That's surprising for Pylai Dai.
That too.
Right, here comes the hot dog. Gonna get scouted out. Pycat is in
Pycat.
danger if he's not careful. Ooh, there's a hoof stomp. Very good one as well. Manta dodge. Nope, they changed that in perfect. That is going to be Pycat in the ground. 80 seconds. Fortunately for NaVi, the lanes are barely pushed out. Could have been moved straight into base and made a... Well, I think they still could. The mid lane is really exposed and they don't really have that high ground to hold it. I like what the Ogre is doing. Stem this creep wave, so if they clear this one out, they'll backdoor protection.
Doesn't seem like anyone but Luna is really ready to commit to the high ground. Not without a double life or some sort of other big advantage, a fresh BKB, a double damage rune, something along those lines. Top is opened up now to the Glaives, and they do get the buyback out of the Juggernaut with pretty much nothing done from MP. So that was a really big win from Secret.
I think it was needed. The creeps are leaving the base, so the backdoor protection.
He already has his Abyssal Blade, so I mean the next item is still a very long ways away, so the lack of gold is not really going to hurt him right now.
It will help. It will hurt him if he dies. So
that's for sure.
Wait, one how's he looking at? He's got his MKB already, so mid one's packing quite a punch. Once he gets that leap 100 attack speed, pretty insane. A leap for Moonshot on the entire team. Better than Bloodlust.
He also built up with a really kind of right-clicky talent build. Agility, attack speed instead of spell amplification, and then more damage. So
General.
he is doing quite a bit with his talents.
Generals, be careful, they stomp the Weaver. Behind him, the arrow is perfectly chained as well, but RP is there. RP number 1, there's a refresher on Dandy. There, RP number 2, there is a 3-man RP with his Pycat on his left in the power. The triple kill, the turnaround, the Weaver was just a bait. General gives them the sideward smile. And oh no, Puppey gonna try and charge away. He will be successful. Do they catch the KheZu Centaur? They do not. No buyback on Jakiro, but there are buybacks on the 2 Moon Warriors, and I think they will have to buy back. 69 seconds on the sidelines. Luna probably has the buybacks into this one. Pycat should just pack out, you know, manage to even out the buybacks there. Perfect for them. Dandy.
And that right there is why Secret did not really want to make a push after knocking out Pycat before, because you might just get demolished by a Magnus. I mean, at this point, that's, first of all, just a long stun duration, and that many heroes stunned, he himself can do a lot of damage with that Empower and Bloodlust. And there goes Roche, speaking of Empower and Bloodlust. Peas and Aegis, you guys want to pick that up? There we go. It'll take a long time for that to happen again. 2 minutes left until they have the double RP, and I don't think a single RP would have done it, but still, that is a huge win for NaVi.
Oh, stolen Stampede from the Rubik. And the thing is, double RPs last 2 times longer than your Stampede damage. You can't actually tank all that damage. You saw that Omni Slash right there with the Empower.
Yeah, the game now for KheZu is not Stampede to counter the RP, you gotta Stampede to counter the Omni Slash. But even then, like, even if Juggernaut is just sitting there right-clicking into RP heroes, it still does a lot of damage.
One's very deep into enemy territory. And that's before the Jug gets the extra 20 agility as well.
He's
Does
almost
Dandy
there.
He'll have 4 shockwave cooldown and 35 respawn. I think he'll take the respawn.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of
maybe,
these.
maybe the shockwave. Respawn.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
35
fan of the
seconds is a
respawn
lot.
times. I feel like you either have buyback or you just lose. But I've not played on times on someone like a Magnus. I like it on the Lion. 'cause
I
it's
think the
very
most
consistent.
absurd one is Techies. He has a level 20 talent, which is a 60-second respawn. So until you're like level 25 or something, your respawn is mostly 10 seconds.
I like the Lion one because it comes at like I think it's 15
Yeah.
talent.
You saw
The difference
Arcade
there
earlier?
is huge.
He respawned in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But at this point, probably less of an impact. And look at Pylai. This guy. Look at this guy.
He places all these observer wards to make sure that he's not being chased in that side jungle area. Just split pushing with the Jakiro. Classic move. Seems like are a little bit shell-shocked after that last fight. Can't really fight until you know that you're going to have some sort of counterplay versus the Magnus, whether that's picking him off first or something. Seems like the option they're going to select is double Stampede to counter the double RP. Thought I've seen it all, but...
Oh,
now
Pycat running up the high ground again, but this time he sees what's up, and they use the Stampede prematurely, and Rubik says, I got one to Lotus off, and we get some Final Fantasy level fighting here. He's still going on, and KheZu gets into nice position for an Omni Slash into a Stamp as well, but he gets moved in the game as Pycat slices him in half. Oh, that was pretty cool to watch. That was like anime characters going ball level fighting. A nice time lapse on the Rubik.
You end it with a 3-man hoof stomp. If there were actually heroes there for secret, that could have been a really good fight.
But I didn't want to commit into an Aegis.
Yeah. And you have double RP still left on Dendi, so they lose KheZu. And Stampede stolen on Rubik from earlier actually got some value. I didn't expect that.
That's twice now. But Pete, what's he building towards? Nothing really crazy so far. Oh wow, walks into Puppey. Be a stun that blocks that charge of darkness. Now RMN is going to trouble himself. Gets 3 shot there by... And I'm not sure this Rubik wants to stick around. The nice arrow there. No, that was actually Luna. Glance value, Valve. Value. But yeah, the MP Luna 3 shots the Ogre, and the Rubik trying to help got hit by an arrow by mid one. Got sniped as well, so 2 heroes lost. NaVi's push window gets a little bit smaller. They would have to wait for those respawns.
Yeah, it's a classic move of both teams know that they have backup, but Secret had a little bit more important backup in that Luna. And that she does a lot of damage. Pylai die. He just macro-pyred the top lane, and he's spotted. And he knows it.
Alright. He has an eel, so there's no stun. Time lapse him back.
Yo, this rat Jakiro is actually doing a lot. He's getting a lot of gold for himself. Yule Scepter, Force Staff. I mean, net worth-wise, it's not amazing. He's still on the bottom, but this is a Jakiro that otherwise would just be like dirt poor forever. He actually has some relevant items.
Yeah, that's why Paladai is such a coveted port there. Left envy for Puppey.
He's able to do stuff like that and get out. Not every time, but hey, if he's able to scrape together enough gold with scamming macro pyres, get himself a Lotus Orb, that could be a big pickup.
Yeah, you saw how that Lotus Orb on Centaur worked out already. That was a enemy level Omni slashing.
That also may be slightly different if there's more heroes there. Then they both like jump to their respective different targets. I don't actually know if you could Omni. I mean, I guess you can.
Arrow. Oh, skewer them with the blind skewer back, and they get the Rana Dendi.
No buyback.
That's big. Yeah, no buyback. He was already bought back. He already bought back the last fight. Time to switch it over. NaVi. Their games are really long. And now a double damage on Pycat? What more could you ask? Level 25. Alright, now Pycat hits like a that damage.
Plus 461 with the DD.
Gonna shred this base. Holy crap.
They're actually defending up top or bottom. They got Pylite Die.
Andy
Classic.
found them. But Pyket's sticking around, and I don't know about this. He's sticking around. Doesn't have the Aegis. Time lapse him out, and now the Abyssal Blade stuns himself. But he
Oh,
pulled
jeez.
3 shots of Centaur. Oh no. See what you've done. That's exactly right. He's got the spin to clear the racks as well. No, he goes in for the Omni Slash on the Luna, but the creep wave spawns ahead. Out Puppey. Good. Magnus is still in the bottom lane though. I think this is the time they want to fight this, but at the same time they don't really want to fight. But they have bought enough time for mid one back. He actually bought back. Okay, so they bought enough time for him to buy back.
His buyback was at like 40 seconds when he died, so it is still gonna be pretty costly for this Mirana. But just looking at her item build, it's not really like she's gonna get that much more powerful. Pycat, oh, almost arrowed. I think he's just got it, right? He's fine.
One of the things about Juggernaut and now, especially now that spin doesn't remove buffs on you, it's actually a big deal. Pycat gets charged. He met the dodges in. Foul point. Now, up, Puppey getting chopped up. He gets blown up. The fate ball comes in from Fiber. Heroes that one general. Will actually snipe that tower in. Puppey.
Oh, look at Dendi.
Buyback. Secret. Hemorrhaging kills. Careful here. All the secret heroes are back, but all of them, their last lives. Don't want to take any more chances there, but Pycat, the Juggernaut, has reached his final form, so he's here to slay.
Dendi has 7,500 gold, by the way. The
Oh.
RP is still coming.
Going in on Puppey. Pycat getting slammed there by the Luna. Take quite a bit of damage, but there's the silence. Time-lapse Pycat out of there. Dendi has the BKB. He goes for the Orchid. They're going in. They deployed their Stampede already, so they don't have the protection. The RP catches the Centaur. There's only one RP though. They do get the Centaur, so he's down. He's out. Pycat's dropping very low as well. He gets slammed there by the Bird Breaker. So there's 3 heroes down. Double kill for mid one. He's just sniping from the side. Then leap bonus attack speed. Really doing a lot there against NaVi, and NaVi lose all their heroes except the Ogre. They all have buyback, but that's not a nice situation to be in.
So the MVP of that fight was, I think, this Sol Mjolnir on the secret side, which ended up canceling the Blink Dagger of Magnus a couple of
For the
times
first
there.
RP, yeah.
Yeah, so he was not able to actually blink in. He skewered out, and then without using an RP, he refreshed. So basically, he only refreshed, I believe, his skewer, maybe his BKB as well. He really didn't use the refresh orb in the correct order, because of the fact that he just couldn't RP anyone of significance. So there was only one RP for that fight, even though Refresher was used. And now NaVi, I think they should be able to get away with not spending any buybacks. Dendi did go for the reduced respawn time, so he's going to be back up again. But Secret are going in, and they're going to be hitting pretty hard, especially once this first tower drops. They get 2
Juggernaut
buybacks, and
buyback.
they're going to leave.
I think Jug could have waited a little bit more. I think like after Weaver bought back, we were ready to leave already. And Roshan isn't up. But they don't know that, I think. They didn't want to fight for this. Rosh is up in 30 seconds, so Secret are gonna camp the spawn, and I think this is where the game will be decided. Damn, all the NaVi games are going late.
Incredibly important that Dendi only has 1 Stampede. The Centaur, at this point, only has 1... no, Dendi has 1 RP. Centaur only has 1 Stampede. So they will have that answer 1 for 1. No Refresher Orb for another 80 on the Magnus, and Roshan is up right now with Cheese. And Woman1 and MP can just smash that really quickly themselves. It's still possible for NaVi because of how farmed and how much damage Pycat's doing, but it needs to hit like an
The
RP
creep
onto
wave is in
Mirana
a
and Luna.
really weird position. With Solar Crest, Roshan's going down quick. I don't think they get this Aegis. Sure. There's a
they're not
moonshot on
even-
that. There's Luna, so she's attacking really fast. The creep wave is just too much for them.
Yeah, a little bit too far. That's Aegis. That's Cheese for someone. KheZu? There we go.
So now the Centaur can tank plop.
This is
He got 3
double
shots
RP territory soon, though. 30 seconds, which should be in time for this push. No buyback on Weaver, no buyback on Jug. This is going to be tough for NaVi to hold if Secret actually just straight go for it.
Nah, they're gonna push out the bottom first. There are a lot of range creeps and double siege, so the mid one's gonna clear that one up, and now they're gonna do.
And you have a lot of time with this Aegis, so you might as well use that time, knowing that the enemy is not going to be taking fight to you, because that would be silly, to push out all the lanes, more farm, get maybe an item or two. I'm not really sure what's nearby for them. I don't think they have enough time to get this pressure on this Centaur. I don't know, maybe they'll find an item to pick up, a Satanic or something on the Luna. Then go once you're kind of fully used that time on the Aegis. For NaVi, they're kind of just bottled up in their base because you don't want to get caught out. Then you just lose the game.
Let's see what the other 25 talents coming out from here. There's a level 25 Ogre Magi, 40 attack speed bonus. That's pretty cool. Rubik's got 400 telekinesis and that land distance. Cooldown reduction doesn't seem too big at this point. There isn't any big ultimates that he wants to steal that he wants.
I don't know if I've actually seen a level 25 Rubik get a talent.
I haven't seen the full. I want to see it.
I would like to see that also. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
I feel like it's actually a pretty strong upgrade. 100 range is quite a lot.
First of all, he has to get to level 25, and he's only 19. So, and maybe when we're 70 minutes in. Even then, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we're getting there. But I think another thing as well is the Jakiro. Paladai skipped the meme 400 range, which is sad. But
you mean he can't deal 130 damage from further away? That's such a shame.
Oh, force off him with the eels. Go for the ogre. That charge coming in as well. I'm not sure if they can kill our men though. The stuff away into base. B will peel away. I'm excited for the Jakiro 25. The 4-second ice pass. That's fun. Or 3.75. Fun and balance.
Fortunately, he's also just level 21. Everyone is actually like close. Weaver's kind of close to 25. Ogre's kind of close.
And
everyone else is really far.
200% bash chance on Spirit Breaker. That's close.
That's actually not that far away.
Yeah, he got the Echo Saber for that reason, man. Yeah. You know it.
You gotta bash things.
100% bash.
Puppey's able to stick on a Juggernaut, bash him just like a couple times in a fight. May just make the difference. Juggernaut is not going to be attacking anyone else during that time. Not going to be cleaving anything.
Ogre running up to the front. Will he actually afford an Aghanim Scepter?
This Ogre, he's had a Hand of Midas for, I want to say, the majority of this game. He is incredibly stacked.
He got the money talent? Yeah, he's got the money talent from the start as well, so. Slowly trickling in. He's got 8 lands, he's got 4-star Vlads. He's going low to Zorb now, which I think is a little bit of a shame. Going for the
Lincolns.
Oh, okay, Lincolns, yeah, okay. It's not too bad. Oh, wow, the Abyssal Blade spins, hit. Yeah, there's a Snow Bloodthorn. That arrow nearly hitting and then life by the Fire Blast and the back. These plays have been big. The coordination from NaVi is. And now the charge comes in. They're going for Dendy. They really want to lock him down, but the Ewell Scepter shuts down Puppey's movement and he gets bashed. The BKB. Not save him, but now the stun going on to Luna. That's the Aegis life. The Titanic is there. The way to escape will be well. Firelight Eye, I think they know where he's going. He's like, please, please, I just want to survive and live. Ow, he went down fast.
Losing only a couple supports, Secret, trade those 2 heroes for a set of Raxes, which I think is just still great for them. Like, once the glaives start bouncing around, Dendy's life gets a lot more difficult. Everything's just going to be canceling your Blink Dagger from the Luna, so yeah, it makes it a lot safer once that tower goes down. And both of the other towers on the other 2 lanes are already down, so they have to worry a little bit less about a devastating Blink RP once MP starts those glaives bouncing around. It's a small price to pay for a set of Raxes, even though Raxes aren't really a big deal 58 minutes in the game as far as
so long you
winning
don't get
the game
mega
is concerned. It's still one step closer, I guess.
That's why Navi can't afford to fight in their base. Oh, MP getting caught out here again. There's the Bloodthorn as well. It's going to amplify a lot of damage, and he maxes into the arrow. He's down 413 seconds. The buyback's most certainly going to be forced, and Pycat is going to take that time to chip away at some Raxes. Looks at that melee Rex, deploys the healing ward. There's still double RP. Dandy has managed to achieve that damage without any RPs. The Eel Scepter to start out in the Centaurs sets up an arrow. That's pretty cute. Pycat running in, looking for that guy, and they will Bloodthorn him up. They force up him away. Mid one shoots the healing ward. There's gonna be an RP number 1. They go Scepter him up. So there's some Spirit Breaker charging in, looking for the Rubik, but he gets stunned. There's a secondary. MP jump only on the Ogre though. There's a BKB, then he has a second RP. He lands the RP and the Omni Slash, but he gets killed. The Juggernaut doesn't get to do the damage he can do, but he will be chipping away at Luna. Luna doesn't have buyback. She does not want to go down here. Dandy will actually successfully get the hit there. The crit, bring the Luna down. That's 4 heroes down on Secret. Secret are going down in game number 1. Pycat with Blue Chef. With that Empower just cleaves up Secret. And well, mid one did his best. It's a rampage for Pycat as well. Hitting him that one. That was good manners right there from mid one. Very nice of him. NaVi end the game with a bang.
The luxury of being able to fight without glaives bouncing through, without getting your blink cancelled by the static charge from a Mjolnir. There's always that like